My name is Phyllis McKee, maiden name Orton, and I'm here to remember my father, Francis Bud Orton, and he was a wonderful cowboy. My dad grew up in Elk Mountain, Wyoming. He grew up on the 2J Ranch outside of Elk Mountain, which was called The Crossing at that time. We actually found a diary that he wrote. He would talk about his entries of riding down to The Crossing. He lived a rugged Wyoming life, the true life that Wyoming cowboys lead. He was dedicated. He was such a hardworking man. It was work before play. He loved his family, he valued life, and his commercial Hereford cattle. Those red, white-faced cows were just as important to him as his 3 children. He had 4. He lost one child at childbirth. And his wife, oh my gosh, my mom, she sat right at his side. He knew there was no getting by. There was no living life without my mom. You know, he totally relied on her. It was a team effort. They were one, they were monogamous. They remind me of a pair of swans. You know, they lived for each other and their life was all about themselves. My father had extreme grit. He practiced that, I think, in one way. Before I was born, my mother, again, his cohort, she got polio. They were married in the early 40s during the Depression, and shortly after that, a couple years later, she got polio and could only move her big toe. At one point, she lay in the Casper Hospital. He was not able to go up and be with her. He relied on his mother-in-law, my grandmother, to spend time with her. And many, many people were passing at that point and not living, and he had to know and feel that pain of his wife, you know, lying in the hospital bed, not being able to move. Finally, 6 months later, he got to bring her home, and he had to carry her home. He had to help her in and out of the bathtub, and I think that grit of helping his wife be able to be a wife again. They were not ever to have a family, and the determination of my mom, oh, hell yeah, I'm having a family. And he was scared about that. In all honesty, that worried him to death, you know. And each time, I guess, that she would announce to him that she was gonna have a baby, he was a little taken back and not so thrilled. Not because he didn't love us, he loved us to death. He worried about his partner, and that was grit, that he had to not only keep his business going, but he had to help my mom do all he could. She had a lot of side effects from the polio, and he had to be strong for her as well.
Sweet wine.